Hey guys, what a trailer! After this first segment, let's rewind and start with the trailer analysis. Here in this first scene we can see Geralt coming up the hill, and beside him is the tree of death or something like that, with a bunch of skeletons and really dead people. We also see a really big moon, which reminded me of Batman, but it's just for, I think the motion of this picture. Here Geralt is riding with some Nilfgaardians, and he has a passenger with him on his horse, and it's some really disgusting thing, but the one who knows the books, it may be Dudu the Doppler, and it could be a very amusing plot to take him in, and could be an interesting quest. There we see the Nilfgaardian army walking through a forest. The war is still going on, and on the trees we can see a lot of fungus and the shiny armor, and it's really nice. Okay, let's roll the next part.
Once we were many, now we are few. Hunters, killers of the world's filth, witchers, the ultimate killing machines. Among us, a legend, the one they call Geralt of Rivia, the White Wolf.
Okay. Here we have Geralt, this time on a black or brown horse, and he's looking to a castle. And if we compare this castle with that one, we can say, okay, it's most likely Kaer Morhen. Kaer Morhen, where the witchers are trained and everything, and it could be that the introduction brings us to Kaer Morhen again, which would be nice, meeting the other witchers. There we can see dead fiend and dead monsters lying with silver swords sticking in them. Here is Vesemir, and he fights these monsters, and if we look closely we can see that they're a little different. There are 3 types, and Vesemir is battling them with his art sign, so it seems. Also, this scene looks a little like CG. I'm not quite sure if this is really in-game graphics, but it's kind of weird to me. There is Lambert, and he's sticking his sword through another monster, and this time the monster design I don't like very much, because on the skin there is a gloss everywhere and it's not so detailed, and the hair looks last gen, and I hope they polish that a little. Here the other witcher Eskel, he's burning the witches. And here Lambert again jumping to kill the fiend. And there we can see the glowing eye of the fiend. That's his weapon. He could hypnotize to get away or to overwhelm somebody. There again we see Eskel killing a Drowner or Necker, I'm not sure. And here we see how detailed the monster design is on his head and the veins on his arm. It's incredible. And here we can see that it is indeed Eskel by his scar on the face. Behind him there's a Arakas or some kind of creature, and he cuts it. A nice close-up of his medallion. And then the scenery goes on. We go further along, and this guy on the right could be Letho. I'm not quite sure, but he is beefy, and no one amongst the Witchers is that big. On the left here we have Lambert, then here with the red armor is Eskel, on the right is Vesemir, and Vesemir is talking, is the voice of this part of the trailer. And then it goes to the close-up to Geralt, and I really like the scabbards. They're really nice designed. I like them very much. Here on the right side we can also see the Fiend with the sword in his head, and on the left we can see a dead griffin as well. A close-up from Geralt's face, really nice scars. The facial hair is also really nice, and the skin. His hair, not so much. They could tweak it a little. Okay, let's roll the next part.
We meet again, Witcher.
Your Imperial Majesty.
She's returned, Geralt. After all these years.
Are you sure it's her?
Yes. And she's in danger. Witnesses claim the Wild Hunt follows her. You must find her.
And when I do, what then?
I shall give her what she deserves.
Okay, let's have a look at the part with the Emperor. Geralt comes in a big hall, and there are Nilfgaardian guards everywhere. And the tower emblem on the armor is actually a sign of the Emperor's personal guard. And Geralt walks in, and if we see the scenery we can compare it to another. Here, this is Vizima, and if we look at the stairs, the carpet, the pillars, the statues, and the ground, the windows, it's pretty much the same like in this shot where Geralt comes in and walks to the stairs. There are some differences, like the statues are out of stone this time, and there are Nilfgaardian carpets and everything, and the throne of course. But I think it's in Vizima, and the Emperor Emir for Emrys conquered it. There we can see a lady running, and in the back there's the sea with some ships and a weird looking mountain. Let's go on. She's running and running and running, and we can see she arrives at the point which could be Swallow Tower, but I'm not quite sure. And then we can see who is she, and by the description she would be Ciri. talks about finding her. He wants to find her, and Geralt will find her, of course, or tries to at least. He asks what happens then, and the Emperor is quite not exact in his words. It could be positive or negative, we don't know. And when we look at his wooden throne, in the back of his head, everywhere is so much detail, it's really amazing. I like it very much. Okay, let's roll the next part. Okay, a lot of short scenes. Let's go through them. First, the new logo of CD Projekt Red. And then we come to this picture, which shows us the huge amount of color they have and they're playing with. And we also can see the stone with the hole in it, and maybe that has a meaning of some sort. I don't know. Okay, he is sailing the boat, and we can see the wind is really strong and there is a lot of waves, and the wind is moving the sail on his ship. And there we can look over a huge amount of distance, and there's an example of the concept they had, namely the concept of points of interest. And we can see Geralt is at the point of interest, obviously, with these ruined wooden things. And on the top of the mountain is also some structure, and then left downhill is a village, or there are some houses. And everywhere you are as a player in the world, you see something, or maybe more than one thing at the same time that it could interest you, and you can say, oh, I want to go there, what's there? And you really could go there. Okay, this shot we know from the last trailer, but here you can see the top of the building. There is the new logo from CD Projekt Red. Sword of Destiny. Yeah, and here probably we are in the north and looking south. On the right down there is a ruin, and just below is a tower, and there are some huts in the snow. And the amount of detail of the mountains is incredible, just incredible. This would be in Novigrad, probably, because if we look at the artwork they released just early on, this is the Passiflora of Novigrad, which would be the main brothel or whorehouse, or whatever you would call it. Okay, Geralt also could go to the caves down and build how do you call? I forgot the name in English, I'm sorry. But the cave is really, really big. And there are some coded Nazgul-like warriors as stone statues, and a lot of stairs, and it's really huge. Okay, let's roll the next part.
White Wolf, at last. I come for her of the prophecy. Every decision you make will bring devastation. Each choice will lead to a greater evil.
Of course, he is talking about the world of Geralt, which is not only black and white, but has a lot of gray, and his choices will turn out to be sometimes bad and sometimes more bad. So that's the rider of the Wild Hunt, and you can see this design is bones and metal, and the horses are in bones or wood, either cloaked, and he's after this guy who wants to run to his friend there on the boat but doesn't reach him. And here we are introduced to a leader of the Wild Hunt. There are 4 main characters of the Wild Hunt, which would obviously be the king. Then there is the clubmaster, the sword master, and this is the mage. And in this scene we can see that Geralt is fighting the mage. Which is obviously very powerful. Okay, this is the king of the Wild Hunt. And here in this shot we can see Geralt and Triss, and the other lady in black and white would be Jennifer. But I'm not really that convinced. I think she is, but I would like her to look otherwise. I'm not really fond of her looks. For me, I pictured Yennefer always more like Melisandre, only with black hair. So I don't like her design that much, I'm afraid. Okay, let's go back. Okay, and there behind on the boat between Triss and Geralt is some other figure we don't know about yet. This would be Dandelion, and this is a typical scene that Geralt is putting Dandelion out of his misery, so to speak. He also has a complete overhaul of his character design, and now he looks more like some Italian singer or so. Triss, sexy as always, doing some weird magic and really angry. Now let's roll the next part. Okay. Here, now it is confirmed, Geralt could swing his sword from a back horse. There were always discussions about whether you can wield a sword on a horseback or not, but now you can. Another thing, a huge bear is attacking, and Geralt has a one-handed crossbow. So that's a new weapon. He could also swim, not for long, but short distances. And nice scenery, but on the right side we see that monster floating beside him, and it looks really gross. Okay, there we have a royal wyvern, and the animations are really first class. And Geralt is rolling here, standing up, makes a pirouette, and then cut over its head. And if you look at the head of the royal wyvern, some other head came to my mind, and it's that. And it could be some sort of Easter egg, but I think not. Also, the blood splatter effect are quite awesome. There is horse races. Maybe it's part of some missions, and maybe it's also a mini game. And if you look down there, there's a mill and some houses, and we come to that later. Here Geralt is in the swamps again and throws a bomb, and this time the bomb has really a huge impact, and the explosion looks cool. There we have the mill again, that's the other side, and here he's attacked by a Noonwraith. And the final scene here is Geralt again without the beard, in a fight against Griffin, and he's sliding beneath it, so maybe sliding is a feature, but ooh, not sniffing there. But I'm not quite sure, it's not confirmed yet. Rot Fiends are in the game as well. We have 5 of them, and Geralt cast 3 Earn signs on the ground, this time in violet, and the monster's animation walking into the Earn is really good. And also the other animations of the monsters. One is afraid and walks back. The other one is trying to circle Geralt. It's a nice scene. Okay, some kissing with Triss here, and some kissing on another place maybe. And there are the designs of the Baba Yaga, I don't know exactly, witches. The right one has a basket on its head, and the left one is just really much messed up. So there are new monsters. Like in this scene, new monsters again. We have 3 wolves and 1 werewolf, which is jumping at Geralt. And again, really nice designs. It's awesome. And there we have a scene between a man and probably his wife. She turned into a night raid or something like that. And obviously they're still in love, and she wants to kiss with tongue. And there Geralt is in-house, and he does this beheading. That is strange, because normally Geralt wouldn't do such things unless the man is a monster of some kind. And here we can see inside the hut there are flowers, candles, and these flower marks on the wall, which we could see in the first, no, not the first, in the VGX trailer. Maybe it's the same place. There's a battle scene on a ship with some pirates, so it seems, and I'm not quite sure if this is a CGI or not. And here we can see Geralt burning Igni as in the flamethrower mode. And what's cool about it is the ground is burning everywhere. The flames are burning from the body to the ground, and it's lit so well. And back there you can see his friends are coming to help, but I think it's already too late. Here we can again see Geralt without the beard. Maybe it's from an earlier build of the engine, and he is attacking the Griffin from above. And the Griffin has a lot of fur, but it's not really done with Apex fur, so maybe they tweak it. It would be nice if they would tweak it. Okay, another cool monster design, really cool. I like his eyes very much, and his brushed teeth, and it would be some kind of ghoul, I guess. Then Geralt throws his sword with signs on it, and again this scene looks somewhat strange. Maybe it's a CGI movie again. I don't know. It's just weird. King of Hunt again. Okay. And the release date. Okay. And that last part is from the CGI movie. That's confirmed. Obviously, a man or woman runs away from this Nilfgaardian soldier or captain. And a raven is going through his head, literally. Okay, that was it. That was my short analysis of the new Witcher trailer. I hope you liked it, despite my English, and I'm really hyped for the game.